Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for Studio 512. Are you looking for an adorable, adoptable dog? Texas Humane Heroes can help. Communications Director Christian Long is here to introduce us to a very special, very good, very cute boy this morning. Christian, good morning.
Good morning.
Who is this?
This is Bounce. He has been with us for a few months now, longer than we thought he'd be.
Yes, because he's such a good boy.
Yeah, he really is. We think he's just turned 2 years old, right around 2. And yeah, when you harness him up and put him on the leash and take him outside, he is your supercharged little explorer, wants to sniff everything, wants to meet everyone. And then you bring him inside, you sit down, and then he all of a sudden becomes this little cuddle monster who just wants to hang out.
And he's just laying down on your lap. How sweet.
On command.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know you mentioned a little bit about his personality. So when he's outdoors, he's having fun, he's energetic. But when he comes inside, he's kind of a cuddler. Tell me about how he doesn't tend to have that little Napoleon syndrome that a lot of little dogs do.
You know, little dogs about his size, they tend to be a little more reactive. They just sort of want to bark and growl and let their presence known when they see other dogs. Him, when you walk him around the property, there's obviously always other dogs in play yards and out being walked with other people. And he just stays pretty happy-go-lucky about the whole thing.
Aww.
He is...
he's loving your scritches, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a fan. If he sits up and you scratch him, there's a little spot on his chest where he'll sort of go into a trance.
And the sort of care that you guys give at Texas Humane Heroes, it's the sort of thing where you figure that out.
You have to know the spots.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Can we talk a little bit about how old he is, how big he is? Because to me, he seems like he'd be a great apartment dweller.
You know, he's pretty mellow. He doesn't really make a lot of noise. I should say he's not like that in his kennel. If you come see him, he will be a little bit jumpy and barking. That's just because he wants your attention. You get him out away from the kennel and you start to see the side of him right away. Yeah. The only thing I will say is he can be a little dog selective when he wants to play. Okay. So, I mean, if you have a dog at home that you're curious about, you're welcome to bring him out anytime. We'll do a supervised meet and greet. But no, this is as big as he's going to get. So, yeah.
And about how old do we think he is?
We think he just turned 2.
2. Okay, you might have mentioned that already. I'm sorry, I missed
it.
But that means he is fully grown. And I will say, like, travel size for your convenience. He is a really light little guy.
Yeah, and he just, you know, he hangs out on his own. As long as he gets his, you know, time outside, his little walks around the neighborhood, yeah. You know, he would probably do really well in an apartment, provided he gets the activity.
How do we know, what do we know about as far as like little kids or things like that?
You know, he has been pretty receptive to everyone. Obviously, you'd want to have him come out and meet him, but he is so just mellow and wants to be friends with everyone when we got here in the office.
Oh yeah, he made a lot of friends.
He's just bouncing around like crazy.
When he came in.
He has no discrimination about who he wants pets from.
Oh.
So.
I understand, Bounce. Okay. While we're talking about Bounce, we want to talk about lots of other things that are kind of firsts. Yeah. Big deals. You guys have got a lot of exciting activities going on. I love the name of this, March Madness.
Yes.
You guys are doing for the very first time. Tell me about that.
That was a March Madness, or it is a March Madness style bracket fundraiser. There was a qualifying round and then the top 32 that we made it through both of them. Now we are in the Snuggly 16.
The Snuggly 16. I appreciate a good play on words. So does that mean like it's just different animals and people are kind of selecting for fun?
It's we're paired off with the Hermitage Cat Rescue. And so it's whoever raises, and there's 16 matchups like that. So whoever makes the most in donations during the window. The window starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow and goes until 10 p.m. Saturday.
Got it.
So you have about a day and a half.
To throw money into.
Or a little more than a day and a half. Yeah, quite a bit of time. But yeah, and then if that goes forward, we move on to the Adorable 8 and then the Furry 4. And then that's
the winner is?
Yeah, and then after the Furry 4, then there's the Grand Championship. So it's really been fun. you know, it's a different style of fundraising for us, but you know, it's allowing a lot of shelters to connect with each other and stuff. So no, it's been great, and we're excited to dive in tomorrow for the Snuggly 16 face-off.
Snuggly 16, I think that's so cute. Okay, Tails and Trails I also see here
Yes.
on my card, and you've got a new partner for that. HEB is helping out.
Yeah, this is a new, we've done variations of similar events in years past, but this year what we're doing is our shelter, our rescue, is on 22 acres up in Leander.
And it's gorgeous. I will tell everyone they are putting so much effort into overhauling this space, brand new places.
Oh yeah.
It's just looking fantastic.
And we want to show that off, and there's lots of walking trails. They were there before, but we're working on, you know, beautifying them a little bit and getting them ready. But what it is on May 10th, it's going to be on our grounds, and you set your own fundraising goal. You set the distance you want to walk, if you want to bring your family, if you want to bring your pets. If you want to come solo and check out our pets afterwards, you're welcome to do that. But no, it's just a very open-ended fundraiser for us, and it, like I said, it's encouraging people to get out and see that, you know, it's not just kennels for cats. We have a lot of space, we have a lot of land. We get to see it when we walk these guys around every day, but we want more people to be able to enjoy it.
I think that's wonderful, and a good opportunity to let your little one inside, or maybe you've got bigger dogs, come out and have some socialization and some nice walking time.
Yes.
Get out and about and enjoy this spring weather.
Yeah, it's going to be very family friendly, very pet friendly, and yeah, it's the first one, so we're excited.
A lot of inaugurals. I like that. Okay, in our last 20 seconds or so, Christian, how else can we give or help you?
You know, humaneheroes.org has got more options than ever as far as donating. Other than that, you know, if you want to volunteer, talk to us, or just, you know, follow us on social and share our posts, help get the word out with Pets Like Bounce.
Absolutely. We're getting into that warm weather season where there are lots of little furry guys and, you know, adorable kittens to help. So something to keep in mind. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Christian.
Thank you for having us.
The man who can talk while doing pets the whole time. It's a world. Look at this. That's so sweet. Learn more about ways that you can support the shelter and inquire about adopting Bounce at humaneheroes.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Hey, are you looking to get married, looking to buy a house or car, or maybe even considering a home remodel this year? Pamela Cotton, Vice President of Member Services at Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, has tips for us on the best loans for major life milestones. Pam, good to see you. And let's talk about why loans are often needed for some of those big milestones that we hit.
Yeah, so you said it, big milestones, they usually cost a lot of money. So typically with the large financial commitment, there's not enough in savings to take care of it. So it's the perfect time to go to your credit union to get that loan to take care of it. It's going to give you the immediate access to the funds. You don't have to deplete your savings account. And then when we talk about spreading costs over time, there's not a big bulk of money that you've spent, and you're going to be able to pay it back over time, right? And then getting the loan, you're going to build credit history as well, which is definitely going to help you in times now. You know, getting an apartment, buying insurance, all those things factor into what your credit history is.
Absolutely, and those on-time payments, having a long credit history.
Makes all the difference.
Exactly, that's what a good score is all about. Okay,
Yes.
How can we ensure that we choose the right loan for some of these things?
Yeah, so you want to look at what's right for your situation. So how much money do you have in savings? Do you need to make a down payment? If you get all of it, if you borrow 100% of that loan, what are the payments going to be? Are you going to be able to afford those payments? So maybe if you can't, you consider putting some money down to make it a lower payment. And then look at your different loan options. There are different types of loans. What are you borrowing for? So make sure that's going to fit your situation. And then how does that look for you in the future? What does that loan do? Is it going to be in the way? Is it going to cause problems? Things like that. You want to make sure you're in the right place.
Okay, Pam, can you give us maybe some examples, including what type of loan would be best for the milestone we're talking about?
Right. So let's say the biggest one that most people would consider, you're buying a home. So who has enough cash to pay for a home? Unless you had this big windfall, nobody, right?
Almost nobody.
Exactly. So that's why we have mortgage loans, and those are great things for you to do. So consider coming to the credit union because we offer mortgages as well. But buying a car, typically some people may be able to pay cash or maybe half down, but getting that loan is going to help you. We have great auto loan rates for you to come and buy that vehicle. But let's say you bought that home, you've been in it for a while, things start happening, you need to do some repairs, or maybe the family is growing and you want to expand and build on it. A home equity loan is a great opportunity because you've had that loan for a while, you've been paying down, you're building equity. So that's the perfect way to get a lower interest rate loan because you're going to have that collateral.
Sounds good to me, Pam. Thank you for your expertise.
Thank you, Rosie.
To learn more about all of the services Austin Telco Federal Credit Union has to offer, visit atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Welcome back, everybody. Spring is here, which means it's time to clear out the cobwebs from the house, including those unworn pieces in your closet that might have been gathering dust. Personal stylist and image consultant and longtime friend of the show, I'm so happy she's here. Raquel Greer-Gordian is here to tell us more. It's hard because I want to hug you so much. Raquel, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie.
Lovely to have you back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, remind us, if you will, because we've got some new viewers since the last time you joined us on TV, a little bit about your background in fashion and styling.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had my business since 2014. I've been working in fashion since 2008. And since 2014, that has been in styling, color analysis, closet clean out, really going into professional women's closets and helping them feel more confident and comfortable on a daily basis and helping them really connect their style to who they are.
If you'll let me brag on you for a second, I got to have you as a stylist for a couple of years, and Raquel really will go into your closet and put things together that you never thought would go together before, and yet you feel really confident, really put together. So the fact that you can work with what people have,
Yes.
and then at the same time, love a shopping trip. Raquel will go before you get there, and she'll pull pieces that she knows are in your color palette, in your size. So you really take a lot of the stress and heartache out of, like, what size is this? Oh, I don't like that number, all of that stuff. You put people in pieces that are going to make them feel absolutely fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you.
Of course. I just wanted to brag on you if I could. So today we're talking about the closet clean out, which is a really good idea for this time of the year, I think, because we've got warmer weather clothes coming in, and it's maybe time to do that, like, yearly, have I worn this in a while?
Yes.
So you've got some tips for us. The first is set yourself up for success. What do you mean by that?
Absolutely. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you're cleaning out the closet is you have to set the vibe. So music is really important for any creative activity.
Oh.
So yes, you want to put some music on. And then, I mean, this seems like a simple thing that you might not forget to do, but you want to eat before you start into the closet clean out.
I would not have thought of that.
Well, it's important because you can get overwhelmed really easily. So you want to make sure you're at a good level, you're even before you go in there and you start sorting through things that you might not have seen in a while that might bring up emotions. And then the other thing is you want to set a time limit for this task. So whether you feel comfortable with 15 minutes, you can always add time on, but just to start with either 15 minutes to an hour, depending on how you're feeling and what you feel like you can conquer. And then also another thing, you really want to think about your personal style before you go into this. So I say, think of, 3 different words that you could kind of adhere to your personal style before you go in. That'll kind of set you up. So when you choose a piece, you can say, okay, does this fit? Say you're, you say you're want to be minimalist, chic, feminine, making sure that when you pull out a piece from your wardrobe, does it match the things that you were considering? So all of those things will really set you up for success.
I think that's good as well for shopping in the future.
Yes.
Does that fit with the vibe that I'm trying to curate? That's really interesting. Okay, go section by section is your next tip.
Yes, so along with the time limit, you also want to, be mindful not to go in and just start pulling everything out of your wardrobe because you might get overwhelmed and then you just have a big mess on the bed. So you want to go by tops, bottoms, outerwear, athleisure, and you can even break it down further. So, a lot of women have big closets. So for tops, you could go tees, tanks, blouses. For bottoms, you could go jeans, and basically everything else. For dresses, I like to separate it more by event, so you could go casual, special event, but just basically if you have a lot of clothes in your closet, going by category, but then breaking it down further, starting with that, and then check in with yourself every time you do a category. Okay, do I want to continue? Do I need to step away for a break? Is this enough for today?
I think you're making really good points about making mental health kind of a part of this journey, because our
Yes.
clothes are so much of an expression of who we are and the face that we want to show the world. So I think it's really cool that you've tapped into that. Here, I have a question to ask about what should we be looking for, and you've brought some examples today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple different things that we need to be looking for. So first is the condition, and that's probably the least emotional one. So that's a
Yeah.
good one to start through.
Logical one.
Yes, exactly. You can go through and say, okay, is this pilling, right? So on sweaters, you'll see that, and sometimes you can shave them down over time, but sometimes they just get so thin that it's time to get rid of them. Is it faded?
Yeah.
Right? So did it start out, its life as this color, or is it, a little bit,
I'm also seeing stretched out maybe because there's no coming back.
Yes, no, absolutely. The neckline needs to remain the same. You're absolutely right. Another thing too is with whites, is it yellowing at all? That's also something to consider, where you would want to get rid of it too. So considering the condition is the first thing. The next thing is it current? So this, I would say, unless it's classic, so you want to pull out the piece, think about how long you've had it. So if it's classic, something can be, it can last in your wardrobe for 10 years, 20 years. But if it does seem a little bit trendier, 5 years is really the cutoff for something like that.
I've been
Yes.
holding on to things for longer than 5
Yes,
years.
but some of them could be classics too. And you can think about what is classic by having a simple silhouette, having solid neutral colors, that kind of thing. But other things, yes, sometimes it is time to get rid of those. The other thing is personal style. So we're going to go back to those words that you kind of decided on for your style, and then making sure, okay, does this fit? Is it chic? Is it cool? Is it minimalist? Whatever the word is that you want to adhere to it, does it fit into that category? Yes or no? Then put it aside as a go. And then the last thing is fit too. And this is really important for, as I was saying, you want to eat before, because you're going to need a little bit of energy for trying on. But this can also be the most emotional category too.
Because this used to fit me beautifully and now I've gained weight.
Yes, and that can be really tough. And body positivity can be really hard, but at least we want to be body neutral and try to really have an objective perspective, put it on and say, okay, this does not fit for me, and it's time to let it go.
It's time to let it go. Okay. I wish we had more time about letting things go, but if you stay tuned to Studio 512, we've got some really great options for where these clothes can be heading if you need to kind of cull the herd, so to speak. Raquel, always great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Rosie.
All right, guys, follow along with Raquel and DM her on Instagram for more information on her client services, because she's starting the wheels back up. Very exciting, at Raquel Greer-Gordian. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Magic Glass Repair. Completely mobile replacements and repair for your convenience. That's the idea behind Magic Glass Repair. Owner Phil Beaupre is here to tell us more. And Phil, I'd first like to ask to hear just a little bit more about your business and what it is y'all offer.
Yeah, thanks for asking, Rosie. So a lot of what Magic Glass Repair does is we want to make it convenient for the customers here in the Austin area to get their windshields, back glass replaced. Because usually what happens is it's something you don't expect. You get that rock off the road, unfortunate accidents before you come out to work. We want to make sure that it's convenient for you, because we know how unsettling it can be when you find it and it interrupts your day. So what we really want to focus on is that customer experience.
Not only that, you told me off camera that something people don't think about is that there's a lot of tech nowadays that's going into our rear view mirrors.
So thanks for bringing that up. So a lot of the vehicles nowadays have the ADAS system, which is Advanced Driver Assist System. And what we do is we do mobile calibration. So not only with replacing the windshield, now we can actually calibrate that safety system to ensure that it works properly after that windshield's replaced for you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to ask what makes y'all stand out. I know it's so important to you to be local.
It is. So one of the priorities for me was making sure that we are providing a local service. And I actually bought this business from someone who was operating out of town, or actually out of state. And I wanted to bring that local feel back because I grew up in a home that my parents were entrepreneurs themselves, and small business was always a part of our household. And I wanted to start bringing that feel here to Austin.
What's the most common mistake people tend to make when they get something like a cracked windshield?
A lot of the biggest mistake is they think it can get repaired. So a lot of the times when you're looking at your windshield, a small chip smaller than a quarter can be repaired. Now again, this is a repair. So it will eventually need to be replaced. However, for the time being and just for convenience sake, a repair can take less than 30 minutes typically. So that can be done quickly and less of a hassle, but your windshield will eventually need to be replaced.
And you said today with modern technology, it's actually really easy to get in touch with you guys and for you to have a conversation with the customer about what's probably going to be needed for their vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple ways you can get a hold of us. You can call us by phone, and we have a real people answering our telephones at all times.
Thank you.
You can leave us a message or text us if it's easier and more convenient for you at the time. We also answer via text, or you can visit our website for a quick form to fill out, and it sends it directly to us and we get right back to you.
Sounds good to me. Phil, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Auto glass done right. Visit magicglassrepair.com or call 512-605-1263 to get your free quote today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Magic Glass Repair. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, if you've stayed with us for a couple of minutes, you saw Raquel Greer-Gordian talking about cleaning out your closet. So now what should we do, and where should all of those lovely clothes go that we want to get rid of? Sandra Fabian, creator of Austin Swapping, is joining us today with a solution. I'm sorry, I added a G. It's swappin'.
Yes.
Swappin'. Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, tell us about Austin Swappin'. You said you started it right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
I want to hear about why you wanted to do this.
Yeah, so I've always been a really big thrifter, and I came across swaps before COVID, and I just loved them, but they're real small. So during COVID, I was going through my closet, and I'm like, I really just need an outlet to still swap. So I found out, okay, let's do a Facebook group. And so we kind of did, posted our items on there, and we met one-on-one. And then at the point where it was kind of like a little more safety to meet with others, I started off just meeting about not even 10 ladies at Miller Park, and we just got some blankets down, put our items down, and it was so much fun, and it just continued to get bigger and bigger and bigger. We ended up at Batch ATX, and we used their patio, and we completely took over their patio.
Wow.
So they were like, oh, wow. And we loved it there. We were there for a couple months, and then after a while, Austin weather is a little crazy. So I was like, let me try to find an indoor spot. So I reached out to Wanderlust, to Sammy and Margaret there are amazing. And we've been with them since 2022. And so that's where we really were able to grow. And we're still continuing to grow. And now it's just Austin's biggest monthly clothing and accessory swap.
Well, hey, congratulations.
Thank
Very
you.
grassroots operation.
Yes,
from
for
just a
sure.
couple people to now the biggest one in
Yes.
Austin. Will you tell me a little bit about how it works? Because I know every swap is a little bit different.
Yes, for sure. Since we are bigger, what you do is you buy tickets on our Eventbrite link. It's $10. And each swapper brings a minimum of 10 items.
Okay.
You could bring a max of however many you want. We just try to stick to when you are bringing things home, try if you like the honor system, if you brought 10 items, try to leave with a little 10 items, a little more. I don't like to put a limit to it because I really like for people to try to grab the items that, that they see and they really want. And so if you bring a lot of items, we love you, but try to just still stick to a medium, large bag when you're leaving,
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, that's what you do is you buy the ticket, 10 item minimum for each swapper. When you get there, we do a check-in sorting. So we have our tables listed by categories.
Okay.
And so you'll go and you'll sort your own items. And then from there, you'll hang out in the front. Wanderlust has some amazing drinks.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can
Yes.
have a refreshing
Yes.
drink while you're
Yes.
at Wanderlust.
Yes. And so they hang out until about 11, and I kind of just say, swap time, and everybody comes and swaps. So,
Oh, fun.
Yes.
And it's more than just clothing.
Yes,
So
yes.
you guys do accessories, all sorts of
Yes,
things.
we do shoes, all the types of accessories, sunglasses, and everything like that. Bags. We have men's and children's clothing. We also have household decor and goods.
Oh.
Books. Literally everything that you could think of.
I was
that
gonna
you would want
say.
to take home. You're gonna find it.
You're checking a lot off
Yes,
the list.
yes.
And I asked about sizing, and you're pretty inclusive there, too.
Yes. We have all the way from children's to plus size, extra small and women's to plus size women's.
Okay.
And,
All right.
yes.
And how do we, what do you want us to do, to prepare our items to show up to the swap? I'm guessing everything laundered and, in good shape when you bring it.
Yes. We try to say, nothing with holes or anything like that. Just in good shape. Like most of the things are really in good shape. No tears and stuff like that. Make sure like the home goods that you're bringing is, of something that you would want to bring home. That's kind of what I stick to, like bring things that you would be happy to take back home.
I really love this. It's just no longer serving me in my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bring that to the swap. Okay. I want to make sure that we ask about where you donate leftovers to, because once the swapping's all done, sometimes there's still stuff left over.
Yes. We donate to Thrift Dish. It's a local nonprofit, and they give clothes to women and men of need. I really love them because they're out in the community. They do pop-ups. And so the community can come and figure out what clothes they need. Instead of just dropping off, they can actually figure out, I really like this item. So I love working with
Kind of gives them the
Marcella.
power back to
Yes.
choose. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
really wonderful. And where do you see Austin Swappin' going from here? You're actually so big that you kind of want to plug into like niche markets, right?
Yes. So I'm actually working on a fitness niche swap. It'll be a fitness swap / fitness day. So I'm really excited for that. And then, of course, I'm trying to look for like other cities here in Texas that would be interested in having swaps. So I'm just trying to expand that way. So.
Bring all those Dallas girls sparkly outfits
Yes,
down here
yes,
to me. I'll tell you what. Okay, we'll have to leave it there, Sandra.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
much.
Follow along on Instagram to get an idea of what's available and learn more about upcoming swaps online at austinswappin.com. Welcome back, folks. South by Southwest is in full swing, but if you don't have a badge, don't fret. Local businesses, Meanwhile Brewing and Odd Lounge, are teaming up to host their own event on the 15th called the Out by Southeast Fest. Why not? Adrian Rivers, Maddie Sobel, and Larry Sparks are joining to tell us more. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you three here. And Adrian, you're a friend of the show. People get to see you a lot. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the fest and why y'all wanted to host it?
Yeah, so this is our second year doing Out by Southeast.
Because that's where Meanwhile Brewing
Exactly,
is. Yes,
exactly.
okay.
It is an unofficial showcase. We reached out to all official South by artists. So we've got a really wide variety of folks, all sorts of incredible bands. I could talk about them forever. But some quick highlights are Vanessa Zamora. She's playing on Thursday night at 6. She is from Tijuana. Incredible, like Mexican-American pop artist, multi-instrumentalist. She's awesome. We also have Snack Time on Friday night. They are Jason Kelsey's house band for his ESPN show. They're from Philly. Really fun, like funk, big band kind of vibe. And then tons of incredible like indie artists, Dead Gowns, Bleary Eyes. Like there's really something for everybody. And with this event, like we really wanted to like kind of harken back to like, free shows, this like opportunity that you can just like walk into a South by event and like hear a band you've never heard. And we have like artists from all over the world, which is so awesome. I'm really excited. Yeah.
That's wonderful, because that used to be kind of the vibe.
Exactly.
We've seen a lot of corporations work their way into South by Southwest now. So let's talk about Odd Lounge real quickly, Maddie, if you would, because there's a partnership between the pair of you, and how you guys got started.
Yeah, so at Odd Lounge, we curate vintage furniture and objects, and furniture is really our bread and butter, but at events like this Saturdays, we bring out our smaller home goods. We started about 3 years ago, I had a former love for vintage, and we moved in together, and we started kind of curating our space with secondhand finds and found like a love for it, and have been doing it ever since. So
I think that's really cool. I want to know, because I'm seeing some really neat pieces here that I'm going to ask Larry about in a second. What kind of style do you guys gravitate towards, or do you just like go out there, see what's available, and say that's a cool piece, we've got to have it?
It's actually kind of hard sometimes when we're even decorating our own place. I'll get kind of it can be a lot, so I've had to like dial in and figure out my own personal style. So I don't say we like go towards a specific era or style. We really just like the funky, interesting pieces. That can tell a story and kind of help people bring some interest into their homes.
I was going to say kind of conversation starters,
Exactly.
maybe is the way we go about that. All right, Larry, you guys did bring some gorgeous pieces today. I couldn't even believe some of the glass that I was seeing. Why don't you walk us through some of the things we're looking at?
Sure. Some of the things you may see at our pop-ups here, starting off with our hand-stitched vintage pillows here.
Hand stitched, you're kidding.
Go perfect.
Okay,
with,
Knit ATX would have been proud of you.
I know. I'm sure they can make something way better though. Going to the left here, we got our Art Deco martini glasses up in front.
These are fun.
Super fun.
And I
Very
feel like they're
beautiful.
kind of back in. Like, I feel like I
Yeah,
could go to
absolutely.
Anthropology and see something similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely. Coming to the back here, we got the stained glass lamp.
Oh man!
It's
Anyone who
beautiful.
has an appreciation for like how difficult stained glass is, like done in a round, that's a really cool piece.
Gorgeous. And then over here to the end, we have both of our Murano glass vases.
That is so cool. That's an Italian
Talk about
style.
a conversation
Italian.
starter.
Yeah. I mean, even both of these, I can see like the color variations in it. If you guys make it out of this studio without me stealing it, you're going to be in good shape. But I mean, such tall, beautiful pieces. So as you said, these are kind of the smaller things that you bring to the market. But for example, if we were to stop by and see y'all in person, we would see furniture too as well.
Absolutely, ranging from couches to bedroom furniture, kind of all across the board.
It's hard to bring couches to pop-ups though.
Understandable.
Even
I
with
can't,
Yes.
I can't say no to that, Maddie. Okay, so Adrian, I just want to make sure that we're tying these two things together. We've got kind of the vendor component of this very
Right.
cool event.
Yeah, so we have music Wednesday through Saturday, but also on Saturday, while we have live music from 12 to 5, we have a vintage market. Odd Vintage is one of the Odd Lounge is one of the vendors curated by Jello Mom Vintage, who put this whole market together. So yeah, she is very fun. So from 12 to 5, we're gonna have all sorts of stuff. There's jewelry, home goods, and like incredible live bands all outside. And it looks like it's gonna be like mid-70s and gorgeous on Saturday. So
And we will
love to
not
see
get
it.
that kind of weather for very long. So get out there and enjoy it, everybody. Okay, April events that meanwhile you guys never hold back.
Yeah, we've got so much stuff coming up. We've got several fun beer releases, including Crushing Daisies, which is our Pink Boots beer collab. And we're doing our Easter event, our annual Easter egg hunt with wildflower seed planting. And yeah, much more info about these events coming soon. And you can stay tuned on our social media and our website for more.
Sounds good, guys. This is the second time in my entire life that Easter's on my birthday. I'm really excited. So, okay, just real quickly for Maddie and Larry, will you guys just talk to us a little about, sorry, we're in our last 10 seconds. Real quickly, where can we find you at Odd Lounge?
So you can find us on Instagram at Odd Lounge, but if you want to shop us in person, you can find us at Potluck Vintage. It's on South Lamar, and it's like a combination of a lot of different vendors and small businesses in Austin.
Sounds good to me. Very cool, guys. Thank you so much.
you.
We appreciate it. Learn more about attending this event and keeping up with everything else new by heading to meanwhilebeer.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Athena. Do you know what's in the tap water that you bathe and shower in? Ramon Van Meer, the CEO of Afina, is joining us today with some hard facts and what his company can offer to help. Ramon, we're happy to have you here, but unfortunately we're going to hear some bad news. Why shouldn't people shower or bathe in unfiltered water?
Yeah, very good question. Because our tap water is full of chlorine, heavy metals, and chemicals. So it's really bad for your skin, for your hair, and even if you have eczema, it makes it even worse. So, and unfortunately, the water treatment plants are, adding more and more chemicals year over year. So it's really not good for us.
All right, so let's go ahead. You have a little tap water here that you've brought from home.
Yes.
And what do you have to go along with it?
So this is a chlorine tester that all pool maintenance companies use to test the chlorine levels in the pools.
Okay.
We're gonna put some drops in here. If it turns yellow, means there's chlorine in this water.
Okay.
And then we're gonna put it through the filter and see how well the filter works.
See what happens. Okay, let's go ahead and see these chlorine drops.
Yes. So we put a little bit more water than normal, so we put some drops in it.
Okay.
And then if it's, it takes a little bit of time, but
I
as
can
you can
already see it starting to turn yellow though.
Yes.
Oh, it actually gets yellow kind of quick.
Yes. And
oh, that's really icky.
It is very icky. So this means that this water is full of chlorine.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to use your AO1 filter. That's what this little yellow guy represents.
Yes.
And so we're pouring in the chlorinated water.
So we pour it in. And here we go. And as you can see, the water, and I will keep a little bit so you can see the difference.
I cannot believe how shockingly clear that is in comparison.
So
and immediate too.
Immediately. So you can see the difference between this one and this one.
Really good to know. Would you rather shower in this or would you rather shower in this? And I love that it's a passive system. Basically just screws right onto your shower head, right?
Yes. Yeah, we have two different models. One is for fixed shower head. It's a really beautiful design shower head. You just screw it in, and then every couple months, depending how many showers you take a day, you replace the filter. And then we also have a version for if you have a handheld shower.
The AO1, quite a solution indeed.
Yes.
All right, Ramon, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Visit Afina.com to get a free water report and shop the AO1 filter today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Afina. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, Magic Glass Repair, and Afina.